Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? All right, I can hear it. All right. Sorry about that, brothers and sisters. So let's go. All right. Take two. All right. So thank you so very much, brothers and sisters, for being here. Sorry for that technical thing. That's what happens when you're running the show by yourself. But thank you so very much. I saw your comments. So that's good to know that you're here, brother George Allen. Appreciate you. RNSER. Appreciate you. Who is that? That's Arabic there, brother. I don't read Arabic. Sorry about that. But anyway, welcome, brothers, to another exciting episode of The Money Game, so black people can win and dominate. I know there's others out there just like myself that want to win and dominate in a very, very big way. So this is episode. Brother Kamal, assalamu alaikum, sir. Can y'all hear me now? Can y'all hear me now? All right, I think we're good now, brothers and sisters. I think we're good. Mic check, mic check. Brother Kamal, can you hear me? Praise be to Allah. Let me say something. I wrote in this book, right? I mentioned this book, how you can't give up, right? In life, there are no retakes. Yeah, there's retakes on live broadcasts. And yes, they edit books and films and music and stuff like that. But in life, there is no retakes. I can't go back 3 minutes ago or 10 minutes ago when there was no sound and redo it. Right. So this is live. This is different between live and Memorex. This is different between live and pre-recorded. Right. So brothers and sisters, if you can hear me, and I'll keep my chat open so I can see to make sure you can hear me. But I was saying that a year ago, I released this book yesterday. Yesterday was my birth anniversary. By Allah's grace, I made 60 years of age yesterday. And I released this book last year, yesterday, as my gift to the world. Because I know that I've been uniquely blessed by Allah God, by my journey in this topic of this money topic. I call it the money game. So this is 40 years of my personal and professional journey on trying to figure this thing out, brothers and sisters. Because as you and I know, most of us don't have mentors. Most of us don't have somebody that we can go to ask them, how do you do it? We always have to learn the hard way. We always have to learn on our own, right? So I took 40 years of my experience, professional and personal experience around this thing called money, and I put it in this book, The Money Game, so black people can win and dominate. And it's written specifically for us because we can just get financial information from anybody. But apparently there's still something that's missing. Right? There's still something missing. And I had to ask myself the question over these 40 plus years. And the answer is what I found in this book. So tonight we're going to talk about something, and it's hot news, right? It's hot news. We're going to talk about the election. Now what? Now we in the Nation of Islam, we've been instructed to be quiet about the nation, about the election, I should say, right? And I'm an old soldier, 32 years strong. I hear and obey. So I'm not going to talk about the candidates and what went wrong. And I'm not going to do that. Right? I'm not going to do that. But we are going to talk about now what? We're going to talk about inflation. We're going to talk about what are the 3 steps that you and I need to do. Now, it all comes out of this book. Surely this book wasn't written since the election, right? But it's based on what I've learned over the years that are truths to economic empowerment, right? So that is relevant at all times. And it outlasts circumstances and outlasts who's in office. I talk about voting in that book. And we'll talk about that another time. But you need to get this book, brothers and sisters. And how do you get it? You see on the screen. Go to themoneygamebook.com. I'll give you 2 free gifts just for signing up, because it's about relationships. It's about connecting. Those of us in the nation know Proverbs 13 tells us that God promises us money, luxury, friendships in all walks of life. Money, luxury, good homes, and friendships in all walks of life. Money, luxury, good homes, and friendships in all walks of life. So that has to be the basis of our success. And our purpose has to be around using that promise to empower ourselves, our family, and our community. Because why else would you want to dominate, win, and dominate? Surely not to get cars and things and creature comfort and trinkets. It doesn't require what it takes to win and dominate. That'd be overkill just to get things, right? So we're going to talk about that, brothers and sisters, because it's very, very important. It's very important. So get on that list. Now, the first gift is an audio. You get that right away. That's downloadable. You get that right away. Page 2, once you sign up, you go to page 2. Then you can buy the book on page 2, right? So I learned from my years getting into online marketing back in 2009. So you do the math on that, right? About these platforms that we're on, how to use these platforms. To use them, you use them to reach out and grab people, but you got to get them off of their platform, YouTube, etc., and get them on your platform. So that's what that is there for. So you can get on my list. We can stay in communication, because this is just the advertisement, if you will, the commercial. But empowerment happens behind closed doors, private meetings, unannounced, personally invites. It's not it's never shared at a press conference, right? That's also what I've learned in order to win and dominate, brothers and sisters. So we're going to talk about those things. So you get on the list. Now, the second gift is actually a live Zoom I'm going to do, right? A live Zoom. You get the book, you read it like a good student, you read it, and you come to class with your questions, right? So you get the book, right? We're going to have the live Zoom, and we're getting close, because I set a target. Once I get to 100 subscribers, then I will email everybody with the date and time for the Zoom so you can come with your questions. And we're very, very close. We're only 3 subscribers away, and there's more than 3 people right here watching right now. So if you're one of those that have not gone and got on the list, then do so after the stream. If you're watching it live, do it after. If you're watching the replay, press pause and do that, and then come back, and then we can talk about those 3 things. We're going to talk about now what? We're going to talk about inflation. We're going to talk about the 3 steps that we have to take during this post-election, pre-inaugural period that we're in. All right. I'll let the ministers in the Nation of Islam talk about the severity of it. We'll wait to hear, inshallah, from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan to give us some insights. All right. But there is still things, principles that we need to do in order to get through no matter what comes our way, because we don't know what the future holds. All right, brothers and sisters. So put your comments in there, right? Thank you, brother, for tuning in. Put your comments. Let me know where you're from. Let me know where you're from, so I can give you shout outs right quick. Where you from? Where you from, black man? Where you from, brother Kamal? Who else out there? Brother George, where you from? Now, since we got the sound, let's get down. Where y'all from? I want to hear where you're from, brothers. If you have any questions, I'll leave my chat screen open. If you have any questions whatsoever, we're going to talk about it. All right? We're going to talk about it. So here's what we need to do. You see all the drama. Some of you are keeping up, right? You see the drama that's happening out there. Tampa, Florida. All right, brother. Coming your way, brother. So we see all the drama that's out there, but don't get distracted, brothers and sisters. Focus. Focus. Now, here's what we want to do. One of the topics that was talked about was inflation. Now, here I want to share with you what I learned on my sojourner, in particular as a stockbroker for two major Wall Street firms, Morgan Stanley, which it was that Dean Witter at the time, now Morgan Stanley, and also Charles Schwab. Those are two major Wall Street firms, right? I learned the inside, from the inside of Wall Street looking out. 99.9% of most black people, if they look at Wall Street, is from the outside in. It's not from the inside as a professional looking out. So God blessed me to become a part of a less than a 1% group of black male stockbrokers, financial advisors, they're called today, to be on Wall Street, not New York, but in the firm, in one of the offices here in Houston, to see the interworkings, how these people think, what they invest in. That's a very, very unique and privileged position. And I knew that God didn't want me to have that just for bragging rights. He didn't want me to have this so I can feel boastful and, and all this other kind of stuff. He didn't have it so I can use it so me and my family can blow up and not shared with our people. So that's part of the obligation that I have to release this book and share that information with you, brothers and sisters. But inflation. So as far as winning the money game, to win and dominate as black people in the money, we have to understand inflation. In the investment world, they always want to use 4% inflation, but that's an arbitrary false number, right? You can just Google inflation and put in there a category of food inflation, groceries, car insurance, whatever, school, education, all of it's over 4%, especially the last 4 years, right? So we have to understand what's the real inflation rate. What's the relevant inflation rate for you and I? Now, it might seem kind of tedious. Oh, Daryl, you're telling me I got to now read the financial newspapers. No. I'm not telling you that. Here's a simple benchmark. And this is where we have to move towards, right? The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, a message to the black man, the problem with us is that white people control our income, meaning that you don't control your income. Now, I'm not talking about you specifically. I'm talking about us generally speaking. Some of us do control our income, but most of us don't, right? So in order to win and dominate the money game, we have to understand inflation. And a very simple way is when you go to the gas pump, we all should go to the gas pump, right? We have cars, right? And you see the gas price go up, right? That's inflation. Groceries go up. That's inflation. Your light, your gas, your water goes up. That's inflation, right? And gas will fluctuate up and down, but a couple of pennies here and there. But just know if it goes up, it comes back down, and can go back up again. So it's inflation. That's inflation. Now, here's the piece I want to share with you that I learned many, many years ago. We have to have income. Maybe not all of our income, but we should have a percentage of our income, brothers and sisters, that we can control. Meaning that when inflation goes up, we increase our income. See, if the bottom line is if my income does not increase, and really the goal for investors is outpace inflation, then it's very, very hard to win and dominate. I would say mathematically it's impossible to win and dominate at the money game. See, it's these kind of ideas and concepts we have to understand. See, that's more important to understand what I share with you in this book than to learn another technique. What good is it to have tools and not know when to use them and how to use them? See, it's not a long-term motivation purpose to get money just to get money to get things. That's where we're missing it. We're getting money to get things and not really getting money based on a high level of understanding on how to use it to dominate, to win and dominate. And getting cars and things is not winning and dominate. It's just getting cars and things. Now, don't get me wrong now. Get me right, brothers and sisters. I'm not disparaging getting money because I'm about that life. Right? But it's in the proper perspective. It's with the right understanding. It's with the mature understanding. It's from the understanding of self-interest first. How can I use the same tools that the big boys use with millions and millions of dollars? How can I use that with what I have in my thousands of dollars? See, that's the question. And if you can't use it with your thousands, then you know now another reason why you have another reason to get up to the hundreds of thousands or the millions. See, as long as inflation goes up and gets more, and it will continue to go up, as we are taught, because it's not backed by anything. It will continue to go up. So if you know that, then that means we're really, as my book says, we're in a race against inflation. Our income is trying to keep up with inflation and then hopefully build up enough speed to pass by inflation and stay in front of inflation. That'll never happen with a job, brothers. So we have to, as the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad told us, do for self. He didn't say quit your job. He said, he definitely did say do for self. See, so in my book, I tell you that inflation is one of the enemies, of wealth. Is one of the enemies of this money game and winning to dominate, playing to win and dominate as Black people. Inflation. And the way you control inflation is you make sure you set up your situation. You set up your streams of income. It's built to give you an opportunity to go out there in the free enterprise marketplace and you increase your income to outpace inflation. And it's very hard to do that on the job. Even with a job where you can put extra hours. Even a job where you can put overtime. Even a job where you get bonuses. Because then once again, that's out of your control. You don't know if they have overtime. You don't know if the company made money to pass out bonuses. And then how much bonus do you get based on how long you've been there or whatever the case may be. You have no immediate control. Gas prices, food prices are going up on a weekly, daily basis. You need something to where it's in a weekly day. See, it has to be equal. If inflation go up, prices can go up in a week, then we need to have an avenue where we can go out and we can extract some additional cash to outpace inflation on a weekly basis. Right? And when you get on that list and we get in these private groups, we're going to pool our resources, we're going to come together, and we're going to come up together. That's what that's all about. So the election is over. And I'm keeping up with the drama. Because because I'm looking past the drama. As we're taught, brothers and sisters, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said he looks for God's hand in everything. He said, do you not think that God is interested in who is the president of America? When his people that he came to save are in America. So I'm watching it. I'm looking for God's hand in it. I said, oh, that's interesting. And the Bible says, seek and ye shall find. So you look for his hand, brothers and sisters. I believe that you'll see God's hand in this election. And the minister said some things about it in the past and candidates in the past. But like I said, we're taught to be quiet. So inflation. Now, the second thing is we have to understand, brothers and sisters, it's just, I don't know what more we need to be convinced that nobody else is going to save us. but us and God, and us meaning each other. Just don't work. So with God on our side, how can we lose? Following his way and his purpose and being obedient, how can we lose? There's something in the personal development world that says there's no such thing as failure. As long as you don't quit, there is no failure. So as long as we don't quit, as long as we stay obedient to what we know is right, yes, it's hard. Yes, it's contrary to this world because it's contrary to this world. Yes, other people are not going to understand. Yes, other people are going to naysay it. Yes, 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 yes. That should only serve as confirmation that it's the right thing because we know that this world is wrong. So know that nobody else is going to save us but us and God backing us. And that's enough. That's sufficient. With us and God backing us, we are the majority. We are the majority against the whole world. We are the majority. We're not the minority anymore when God backs us. So brothers and sisters, know that nobody's going to save us. See, that'll help get us back into the state of sanity. Right? That'll help us, even though we may not understand that fully or to any great extent to where we can explain it. Or it makes a lot of sense. Just know that that is true. Just know that that is suffices. Just know that now, what is it that I have to do? What is it that I have to do so I can be insured and stay assured that I won't fail? Well, I'm not going to quit, number one. And then God is backing me, number two. No matter how bad it looks, if we do what we know we're supposed to do, we've been given instructions on doing, then we'll be successful. We'll pass that success on to our children. We'll pass that success on to others. We'll pass that success on to affect our community. Right? So let us not be like these people that take politics as a religion. Right? If you've been watching YouTube or just paying attention, these folks have literally lost their minds because they made that their religion. We should be nowhere close to being affected like that because that shouldn't be our religion. We shouldn't have so much stake in that. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said, vote for Allah. Brother Ishmael said, vote for Allah a couple of weeks ago. All right. Well, you and I just have to crystallize in our mind, what does that mean? That means hear and obey and do what he's instructed us to do. Right? But we need money. It all comes back to money, right, as a tool to use. But the thing that I learned about money, brothers and sisters, before we go on and take a little break here and give you a chance to go there and subscribe. See, we have to understand money is a byproduct. Money is an effect, is not the cause. See, there's some things that happen prior to you and I seeing and receiving money and the fruits of money. And that's where we as Black people, children here of ex-slaves here in America, that's where we get lost. That's where we misstep. It's because we don't know what comes before that getting the money. So we fall for every trick and every shiny object. We call it the shiny object syndrome. We fall for every little trick. We fall for every little good idea. If it sounds good, and we go for these grandiose ideas. Oh, you can make $50,000 in a month. Now, I'm not a cynic. Like I say, I'm about this life now. I can give you some stories that I've experienced that seem like one of those stories. And we'll talk about that in the private groups, in the private meetings. So I can tell you how I have learned how to do what they call your due diligence. One of my mentors, I was watching him today, Holton Buggs. I remember him saying years ago, I was in the network marketing organization that he ran. He was the #1 income earner in the world of network marketing at the time. He was making $1 million a month. And he said, who has ever taught you how to do due diligence on a business opportunity? How do you know when you've seen a good business opportunity? Who's taught you that? Has anybody taught you how to look at a business opportunity, see if not just if it's good and feasible, but is it good for you? Is it something that you can do? Let me give you an example. Somebody can come to me and say, Daryl, Brother Daryl, man, do you know how much money people make in the NBA? If you were the person that sat on the bench for 2-3 years, you'll make X millions of dollars. Man, that sounds good. Man, you get publicity, you get shoe endorsement, you travel around the world for free just by being on the team. And you don't really have to play. I mean, if you're not good enough to play, that's okay. Only a few are really good enough to play like that. But if you can just get on the team, stay on the team a couple of years, you'll make more money than most people make in a lifetime. And it's because I don't know how to do my due diligence, meaning how to verify stuff and see if it's something that's possible for me to do. I just, but you got to buy this course, or you got to go to this boot camp. You got to go to this training. Or okay, you got to fly here or go there and meet these people. Okay, yeah. Not realizing that it takes a certain skill set that I don't have. It takes a certain skill set that mathematically I probably would not acquire in my life, being 60 years old. But I didn't know that. So I invest time and money and energy in the possibility of something that ain't even possible for me. See, so that's what I'm saying. So prior to the money, I call it the requisite knowledge, as I stated on the back of the book. The problem with Black people, not that we're not intelligent, not that we don't have access to the same information everybody else, but what is the thing that's stopping us? Remember, so we can win and dominate as a group of people, like the Jewish people. If you want an example, they 3% of the population. Go do your research and tell me how many times the dollars circulate in their community compared to ours. Tell me their wealth compared to ours. Tell me their influence in society and major industries and professions compared to us. So it don't take a lot of people. Just take the right people with the right purpose and objective. And that's to win and dominate as Black people for ourselves, our family, and our community. That's what it's about. That's what enough of us have to make it about. And you know it's enough when you see what they call a tipping point. When you see stuff start tipping towards freedom. Not equality, tipping towards freedom. Tipping towards freedom and equality. Freedom, justice, and equality. Tipping towards those things. And that's not anything that this society can give us. We can extract what we need from it, brothers and sisters. That's the winning and dominating part. Extract what we need from it to do what we need to get freedom, justice, and equality. But it takes a certain kind of mindset. So it's the things that come before just getting this money. We have to be clear on what we need to do, the mindset we need to have, the objective we need to have. So when we look at different business opportunities, we'll see if it fits our objective. If it doesn't, then that's not it. Throw that away. But we have to know how to do it so we can do it quick and fast, so we don't lose a whole lot of time sifting and sorting just to never get to what we need to get to, the tool we need that can accelerate. Because you're talking about we're people that 310 years out of chattel slavery plus suffering and oppression since slavery. So we got a lot of catching up to do. That's why a lot of us, enough of us have to be about winning and dominating for it to make a difference for the rest of us. So nobody's going to come and save us, brothers and sisters. Nobody's going to come and save. Any questions? Put your questions and comments there at the bottom. Let's handle some business. So you're going to go to that website right there, brothers and sisters, so you can what am I looking at here now? So you can get your free gift and your book. I'm looking for something. Oh, here it is right here. Can you see? All right. Talking about money. So we want to, let's take this off of there. Here it is right here. Right? So you're there at the bottom, brothers and sisters. This is a money show. We're talking about money. So we have some obligations here. We are blessed to have Closing the Gap broadcast. Invite us to come on. But there's some financial obligations that we have to meet because, hey, can't talk about money then around here being niggardly. That's why the Quran speaks against niggardly, because Allah knows that he can't bless you if you're niggardly. He can't bless you if you're niggardly. So there at the bottom of the screen, you see here where you can donate to Closing the Gap broadcast. And I advise you to do that. If you have $20 to give 10 to them and 10 to directly to the Money Game. Because whatever you give to me goes towards us paying our obligation to take up their space. We're on their broadcast channel. We're on their ABC, CBS, NBC. We're on their cable channel, if you will. If you had a TV program on the traditional cable TVs, channels, TV network, right, you'll have commercials. Commercials pay for your broadcast time. Right? So brothers and sisters, donate. Definitely donate. Right? You can't be blessed with a closed fist. It's just not going to happen. Now, to give to us is right there. Support the Money Game Show via Cash App, $TMG Show. If you have 10, split it 250, 250. If you have 10, split it 5 and 5. If you have 20, split it what? 10 and 10. But always, if you're being blessed, brothers and sisters, always share the blessing. You share the blessing by sharing this stream, but you share the blessing financially. I learned through the years, and some of y'all know this as well, right? Some of y'all know this. It's very interesting the way that the universe is set up. The very thing that you want more of, you have to give up first. Hello, somebody. If you want more money, you have to first release money into the universe. Release money into the free enterprise system. Can't hold your hand and want money and understand and don't understand why it's not coming to you. I'm telling you why it's not coming to you. It's better to give than receive. You got to release it. Right? And that's a law. That's called a law of reciprocity. And it doesn't matter how much you give. It's the principle of giving. So you will give zero before. So some of us will give zero, can't give zero, but some of us will give zero before we give $5. And most people can afford $5. If you can't afford $5, you don't need to be watching this show. You need to be somewhere making you $5. I talk about in this book, we have to stop romanticizing about money and go to work, because it's not romantic. Going out there and getting the knowledge, the right type of information, and going out there and making it happen. It's real tough. It's real tough. But that's what it takes. It's not for the weary at heart. Freedom in this society is not for the weary at heart, brothers and sisters. So you can't be that kind of person. You got to understand, okay, if I'm going to do it, it's going to be rough. If I'm going to do it, it's going to be tough. If I'm going to do it, I got to commit. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to have to sacrifice for an extended period of time. I don't know how long. How long? Until. I mentioned that in my book. How long? Until you're done, till your life is finished, until you reach your goal. Until. That's the only way we can win and dominate. We have to have the mindset first of a winner and one who dominates. And that's a person that says, until. I'm never going to quit. I'm going to get better and better and better. I'm going to learn. I'm going to be intelligent. I'm not going to just learn everything by experience. I'm going to learn from mentors. I'm going to learn from coaches. I'm going to read books. I'm going to sacrifice myself. I'm going to understand that I'm going to have to release the very thing that I want more of in order to get more. And it's a give and take. It's a relationship. A relationship is never one way. Never one way, brothers and sisters. That's not a relationship. I don't know what you call that. It's a form of relationship, but it's a bad one. Right? Any questions? You have any questions, brothers and sisters? We're going to wrap up. I'm going to cover the 3 things that we need to do. Now, since the election is over, but let not your heart be troubled. I'm excited because I know that while everybody's looking left, the smart ones are looking right. While everybody's looking right, the smart ones are looking left. So I just want to see what directions everybody else is looking at. I just want to see what everybody else is worrying about. I just want to see what the masses of people are talking about. And I know that those of us who understand herd mentality, those of us who understand what sheeples are, understand that you're always looking other direction. In my book, I have a lot of quotes from my mentor. I saw it earlier. Let me see if I can flip to it real quick. Holton Buggs. Once again, that brother's powerful. He lives here in Houston. I'll tell you more about him another time. But that's what he said. He said a simple formula is if you want to be successful, he says, observe what 99% of most people do and do the opposite. Now, who can't do that? You need to know about stocks and bonds and real estate and crypto and Forex and vending machines and lawn service and dump trunk service. What else they got? Turo. And you got to know, you have to know that to see what direction or what 95% of the people are doing and go in the opposite direction. What does our lessons teach us? What does our lessons teach us? That the scientists, before writing history, would go out and observe and listen to the people, right? Listen to the conversation of the people, see what the people are doing. And then they can project what's going to happen for the next 25,000 years. Just by listening to what the masses of the people are saying. The majority of the people are saying. Seeing what the majority of the people are doing. Seeing what they're teaching their children. Seeing what kind of education their children are getting. And can project. Now, I don't think you and I have that wisdom to project 25,000 years in advance, but we can project enough. A high mathematical probability. With the mindset to win and dominate, to make a difference for ourselves, our family, and our people. Right? So, brothers and sisters, make sure you give. Cash App us there so we can continue with this program. And we're going to do some fundraising later on. Right? We're going to ramp this thing up. And we're going to do some fundraising because I have to help you the best that I know how to get us to do the things that we have to do spiritually. To release, right? To release the things that are stopping abundance from coming to us. We're doing things that's stopping or not doing things that we should be doing that's stopping for the very desire of the things we want to come to us. And I've experienced that in my life. So I'm not telling you what I heard. I'm telling you what I know. So that's where you go to donate to Closing the Gap, right there. All right. I didn't have it on the screen earlier. So go to that. Split it 50-50. Make up your mind. Those that win and dominate, I learned reading Think and Grow Rich. Highly successful people make up their mind quickly and change their mind slowly. highly successful people make up their mind quickly. Why? Because they have enough information already. They already know how to, what I say, do due diligence. They already know how to identify value. They've learned that over time. So now when another opportunity comes, they make quick decisions. And being that their process of making decisions is sound and been proven and tested in battle tested, they change it slowly. They change it slowly. But what does the majority of us do? When it comes to money, we slow down. We gotta ask Pookie and Ray Ray and people that don't know what you're trying to make a decision about, which they can only give you the wrong information. See, so these are the things that we have to know. And you do it with little things. Do it with $5, $10, and you just make a habit of $5 and $10, releasing that quick when you hear something of value. And then watch how the law of the universe works in your favor, and things start changing in your life. You have to have faith. You can't release in fear. That's why the saying goes, what? Scared money don't make money. That's true. All right, brothers and sisters. So go ahead and donate. Any comments? Any questions? What you got in here? Y'all quiet in there. Talk about money. Don't get quiet. Squeaky wheel gets the oil. Any questions you have? Because I've been on this road a long time, brothers and sisters. I got these all the notes I got right here. Right? Because over the 40 years it's been put here. Right? So you can save yourself some time. An intelligent person saved themselves time. I talk about that in this book. Those that don't win and dominate hold on to $1 and waste their time. Those that understand the game of money to win and dominate, they quickly release money in order to save their time. So if I've been on this journey for 40 plus years, and some of it's in this book, not all of it, because it'd be too big. Not too big, but it'd be bigger. Right? This is 201 pages. Right? This is something to prick your conscience, so you can say, man, I need to find out more about that. I'm gonna make sure Daryl get past 100 on that subscription so we can have the Zoom. See, so remember, just do the opposite of the majority of the people do. They'll waste time and squeeze $1. But those that win and dominate, they'll quickly release money to save some time. So that book will save you over 40 years. I'm always looking to do something with this money because the money is worthless, brothers and sisters. It's not backed by anything. Accumulate enough of it to invest. Have enough of it to buy in exchange for something that's much, much, much more valuable than the dollar itself. In knowledge and investment in yourself is always 10 times better than this fiat money. It's worth nothing, brothers and sisters. It's worth absolutely zero. Investors are always looking. Investors, like I said, I was a stockbroker. Investors, they don't want their money sitting in the bank. We're trying to accumulate all our money in the bank. Investors, those that's playing the money game to win and dominate, they don't want money dormant in their bank. It ain't making no money for them. 2-3%. They rather put it at risk and get 6 because they thinking inflation. The bank can never pay you more than inflation, that 4%. See, that's what I say. You got to understand the game so your money, you can get the most from your money, even when you spend it on trinkets. You know how bad of an investment that is. You can feel bad now, right? But because oh man, I could have invested that money in something that would bring me more money. Oh man, I need to hold on to it so I can find out what I can invest in that can bring me more money. So investors don't want to keep their money in the bank. They borrow money to invest. We'll talk about that. I mentioned that in my book too. We'll talk about that another time, brothers and sisters. All right. So here are the things we're going to shut down because like I said, I got a big day tomorrow. Early rise. So we're almost at an hour. I know we got started late due to technical difficulties, but I think the volume's up. We got volume, y'all. Haven't heard anybody say we don't have volume, so we should be good. All right, so we talked about nobody's going to save us. We talked about inflation. How to use inflation to empower ourselves. How to use inflation as a motivator. How to look at inflation as a measuring stick, as a yardstick. How to look at inflation so we can win and dominate at the money game. Now, here are the things we're supposed to do. Here's just 3 steps, and I got all kind of steps in the book, brothers and sisters. I cover some. All of it's about money, but there's so much in there that's not about money. You'll be wondering why you put this at this. What this got to do about money? We talking about winning and dominating. Not making sure you have just enough to go on vacation, just enough to pay your bills, just enough, to go out to eat, just enough to buy some buffalo wings and watch the football game. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about to win and dominate on the grand scale. Period. Compared to whoever, it doesn't matter. That's what I'm talking about. Not Negro rich. Not appearing at you balling with 6, 7 cars, but you haven't built enough wealth for future generations, yet unborn. The Bible says a righteous man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. That's your grandchildren. I got grandchildren. So if I die today, they should have an inheritance for not just my children, but their children. And with that in mind, your objective should be to win and dominate. And that's far beyond cars. That's far beyond bags. That's far beyond clothes. That's far beyond flossing it on social media. So here's the 3 things, and then we'll go. And let me put back on there where you need to go to get your free gifts, so we can get to 100 subscribers. And we were 3 short when I came on. And then we'll make some closing announcement for those that got on late. All right. But there's where you get your free gifts at right there, brothers and sisters. And then you can order the book from there as well. So the 3 things is this. What's next? It all starts with awareness, brothers and sisters. They say in metaphysics, where attention goes, energy flows. You focus on your money, not just on getting it. That's just when you focus on your money, just focus on it. I look at my accounts every day. Bank accounts, credit cards accounts. I look at them every day. Learn that from Grant Cardone. Look at them every day. And then what's the difference from the previous day? Every day. Just to give it a 10. I'm not saying it's bad. Oh, man, that's too high. Nope. To win and dominate the money game is a non-emotional. There's no emotional attachment to it. No emotional attachment to it. It's not good or bad. It's just it is what it is. Money has no moral character. It's a thing. Only human beings have moral character. Not even animals, not plants. So awareness. How aware are you, not just financially, but just your total awareness? That's why folks in the meditation. That's why folks in the breathing. That's why folks are into therapy, right? Getting audited and things of that. Be quiet, because they're trying to raise their level of awareness. Meaning your senses are alive. They're picking up vibration out the atmosphere. They're not dull due to trauma and due to bad living and due to lying and cheating and all the things that dull our spiritual senses. Awareness. And then when it comes to the money game, financial awareness. That is the difference between financial literacy. You always hear financial literacy. Don't get me wrong, get me right. That's important. But remember, for us as Black people, we need something prior to whatever the general folks are talking about, because we're coming from a unique, destroyed past. So we need something specially for us. So I said, okay, financial literacy. I said, we need more than that. Because what's stopping those that have financial literacy but still not doing them? That means there's something still missing. That's what I've always asked myself. Daryl, you got all this knowledge. You read all these books. You should be worth hundreds of millions of dollars. So what's stopping you? It's that we need, that special that we need from our sojourner here in America, that only somebody with supreme wisdom and knowledge can give us, to even understand it, to know what prescription to prescribe. So there's financial literacy, but I say, yes, we need financial literacy, but before that, we need financial consciousness. Consciousness means having the awareness of your environment, being aware of everything in your environment. So what is financial consciousness? Understanding and being aware of how finances, how money affects everything in your environment. You don't have to know the deep details. So that way, when you hear certain things, say, that makes sense. Oh yeah, the pharmaceuticals and cahoots with the food producers. I can see where that makes sense. And then the food is making us sick. I can see where that makes sense. Everybody wanting to lose weight, so Ozempic comes out, and they finding out that's killing you and stuff like that. I can see where that makes sense. If you're eating bad food, but you don't want to be fat, but the food making you fat. So the pharmaceutical come out with Ozempic, and then that's killing you, or making you sick, so you go back and get more medicine. See, financial awareness. Then you'll see how money affects everything: school department, the school board, the politicians, everybody and everything. So now when you marry that with financial literacy, which together I would tell you creates the money game so black people can win and dominate. Now you say, okay, here's what I'm going to do. Now, since I have financial consciousness, financial literacy, now I'm going to take this money and do with those that play on a big scale to win and dominate. What do? They use their money to affect the environment. I heard George Soros is buying radio stations now. Go do your research. We save that for our private meetings, because then we can get into this. We can really roll up our sleeves and talk in private. What is this man, a multi-billionaire? Why is he buying radio stations? Not that he shouldn't. We ain't had no judgment. Just ask question why. And what radio station he buying? All right. So awareness. Number 2, we have to decide. Now, once we are aware of what's going on, you got to decide what you're going to do. Oh man, I didn't know it was like this. I'm good. I'm just going to stick with just get my nice car and go on vacation. My credit score good. That's good. That's fine. Ain't nobody going to be mad at you. Not that those who understand. We just need for you to take a side. Decide and take a side. Jesus said, I'd rather for you to be hot or cold and lukewarm. Make a decision and stick to it. So decide. I'm going to play this game. I like what Daryl's saying. I'm going to get on that list, and I'm just going to get with Brother Daryl, and I'm just going to, whatever he say, we're going to do it, whatever. I'm in. I like what he's saying. I'm peeping what he really putting down. I'm picking up what he putting down. I'm in. I just need 3 of y'all that haven't subscribed to subscribe tonight that says that I'm in. What do we say at the mosque? Do you believe everything you heard to be true and good for black people? All right, then hit that link. Go to that website if you haven't already. And get friends of yours who think like you so they can sign. Because once we get to 100, I anticipate it to be in the next couple of days. If you all do your part, then here shortly you'll start getting emails saying, hey, Kay, all right. Give you time to buy your book if you haven't gotten it. Give you some chance to kind of read and go through it so you come on. It's not going to be a monologue like this. We're going to have a dialogue, brothers and sisters. You cannot win and dominate the money game sitting in the bleachers. I don't care what jersey you have on, sitting in the bleachers and who name you got. If you ain't on the field, getting dirty, getting hit, tackling, whatever, you're fantasizing, romanticizing. And that does nothing for nobody, including yourself. So number 2 thing we have to do now. First one is be aware, financially aware. 2 is decide. 3 is make a commitment. You know what commitment means? Commitment means to cut off all other opportunities, all other avenues. Commitment meaning I'm in it for the long haul. What's the long haul? The longest haul there is a lifetime. I'm in it till the day I die. I'm going to be doing this until the day that I die. I'm going to figure this thing out until the day I die. Now, I got to work on being here as long as I can in sound mind and body. But make the 3rd thing we got to do is commit. Commit. Burn the bridges. Commit. Commit. When I got out the financial service industry, when I got away from Wall Street, you going to keep your license? No. No, I'm not going to keep my license. I don't want to go back. I'm not going to go back. Freedom is straight ahead. It's never back there. It's always in front of you if you haven't achieved it to the degree that you desire. All right, brothers and sisters. So with that being said, I think we made up for the lost time with our technical difficulty. If there's no questions, any questions, no questions, go there, sign up, get on the list. We are here the 2nd and 4th Sunday of every month, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Leave a comment. All right, let Closing the Gap broadcast know how much you like this program. Put it down there on YouTube. Put it down there. If you like it, give us a 5-star, 4-star, 3-star, right? They need to hear from you all, brothers and sisters. If not, they can say, well, you know, Daryl, we let you all be on there for a while. Your viewership is not too good and there's no interaction, so maybe your message is not resonating with the people. Right? So you got to do your part, brothers and sisters. That's the whole thing about us as Black people, right? And I'll leave you with this. You know, don't be like folks that feel sick, feel bad, go to the doctors, right? So happy that they made it to the doctor. So happy that they don't have COVID, they just have a flu. Doctor write them a prescription, but they don't fill the prescription because they feel better already knowing that it's not COVID. See, that's what happened when we hear people like myself talk about money and give us hope, right? And shed some light in the darkness of some things that we may not understand. We get excited. We feel better now. But then we don't take the necessary actions. How do we sign up? Sign up right there on the screen there, Kente. TheMoneyGameBook.com. That's the gateway. That's the gateway. Everybody come through that. And then from there, we're going to open up myself and your courage coach that usually on here with me on my show, but he's dealing with his mom. Pray for his mother. He's going to see his mother. She's not doing too well. So please have your courage coach, Brother Assad Muhammad, in your prayers. Walaikum salam, Brother Kente. So yes. So 2nd, 4th Sunday, 6 p.m. I'll be remote. Come to you live from coming to Tampa, brother. So look for me. Hit me up on Facebook, brother. What's your brother name there in Tampa? Maz 47. I'll be there Sunday to hear Sister Brother Kamal. Reach out to me. Inbox me on Facebook, brother. Let's connect. I'll be at the mosque Sunday to hear Sister Naira teach. All right. So I will be there Sunday, inshallah. I'd like to meet my brother. So, brothers and sisters, so that being said, hopefully enjoy your show. So, yeah, definitely put some comments down there in the bottom. So, Closing the Gap, Brother Minister James and Brother Minister Chad can go in there and see that, okay, that was a good idea to let Daryl come on. All right. So, I'm going to help you. Right. Oh, and one more thing I want to share with you. I almost forgot about Courage Coach usually cover this. Speaking of Courage Coach, check this out. Brother, the Courage Coach and I have decided for a handful of people, we're putting together a coaching program. The thing that stops us, brothers and sisters, many times, we have the knowledge, right? We have the desire. A lot of us have the work ethics. So what's missing? What do other people have that accelerate, make quantum leaps, and we just get left behind? I'm not of the belief, I'm of the knowing that is because we don't have coaches. We don't have coaches. So the Courage Coach and I worked on I had a show back 4 or 5 years ago called Black Wealth Empowerment. Did 154 episodes. Coach was on, co-hosted half of those with me. So we came back together to do this show, and we wanted to take things to the next level. He and I both know, and he's a Courage Coach. He's a motivational speaker and coach, right? So we know that's what's missing, brothers and sisters. But everybody that charges coaching programs, I heard one the other day was what, $5,000? See, many times that's our threshold. We can be as positive as we want to be. If you don't have it, you just don't have it. We get that. So the Courage Coach and I said, let's do something for our people, Brother Daryl. Let's go ahead and go to the next level from where we were before on our previous show. Y'all need coaching. Imagine how much further would you be if you had coaching, a coach. Every professional got a coach. Every high performer has a coach. No matter what industry, what profession, you'll find the top 1% have some kind of coaches in their life, personal or professional or both. There's no doubt, ain't no doubt about it. So you need a coach. So we got that coaching program right there, brothers and sisters, that we're coming out with. Once again, you know, Courage Coach and I, our time is very valuable. We have to do it as a group so it won't cost too much. So it'll be affordable. It's going to be live coaching, not pre-recorded stuff, not some portal that you get in and you log in, you just watch video. This is going to be live. Not to be recorded for you to watch later, reinforcement, but it's going to be live. So it's only for the serious. But many of us start out as curious and become serious. So go to that website, bit.ly/TMG Coach. Once we get to a certain level, certain number of subscribers like last time, and I'll let you know what that is once I talk to the Courage Coach. Once it gets up to that level, then we'll have a live Zoom. It'll be an enrollment Zoom, a qualification Zoom. We're going to have an application and everything because it's about success. It's not about your dollars, brothers and sisters. Success outweighs any money. Money comes and goes, but success can last a lifetime with a person, can affect their life forever. That's why those that's true to personal development, those that's true to affecting people, it's not about the money. They want successes. You watch these professional athletes, these high-performing athletes, you know, the football and the basketball, they talk about winning. They don't talk about money. They talk about winning. They talk about winning. So brothers and sisters, sign up for that. And once we get to about 40 or so, then we'll have the Zoom, and then we can start our program. All right. So with that being said, as I always say, I won't see you at the top. No, I will see you at the top. Yes, I will. But not from the top, because you're going to be up there with me. So I'll see you at the top, not from the top, because you, your family, but most importantly, our Black community deserves your very best. So thank you so very much, brothers and sisters, for being here. Inshallah, we'll see you in 2 weeks.